action scenes when it were good, but the whole story was overall cheeks.
I thought it looked very good, but
it was not great.
Yo, first attempt?
Oh, wow.
Fuckers!
I am doing great. Nice. Thank you.
No, I'm muted. Just give me a minute.
Oh, I was muted as well. Oh, sacre bleu. Hey guys, it's not a wait, what did they say? It's not a zombies podcast without technical difficulties.
Exactly.
So there we go. Anyway, there should be sound. There should be sound. You should be able to hear me. So hey guys, welcome to another wonderful week. How are you all doing? It's great to see every one of you. And we are joined this week by a wonderful guest. He's known as Mr. LX on Xbox. But his real name is Mike. How are you doing, sir? It's great to have you on.
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. No complaints.
It is wonderful to have you on, dude. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the topics that we're going to be talking about during this episode, for sure. Because I literally came up with them at the last minute, and when I looked at them for a second time, I was like, oh, you know what? That's pretty juicy. I like that a lot. And so I'm excited to get into these. But before I do, yes, guys, I'm back in the host seat this week. Kyle has had his fame as the host of the show. Mr. Freddy Krueger Arnold Schwarzenegger over there. He's had his fame.
What?
Dude, if you saw him last week, he looked like the Terminator. Let's be real, Chief.
That's yes.
He looked like a knockoff Dr. Disrespect.
Knockoff Dr. Disrespect.
I know. I got Dr. Disrespect, Terminator, Keanu Reeves, Matrix.
Men in Black.
Yeah.
He had them all, and it turns out that he was actually Freddie Mercury, which he had to physically tell me because.
Oh, I had to tell everybody. Yeah, there were chats like, "What the hell is going on?"
Right, there you go. Anyway, so I'm back in the host seat.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm back in the host seat, and it's quite nice to well, I'm not gonna lie, being co-host was weird, but it actually gave me the perspective of what these two see, and so I was able to kind of, how do they say it? Not fill in their it's being in their boots, so to say, like that basically. So that was really, really interesting, sure.
Yes, sir.
But as always, to start off the episode of the podcast, when we have a brand new guest on, we have a set of questions that we like to ask these people. So I will leave it to Kyle to start up with the questions.
Yes, sir. I'm pulling up the questions right now. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so first off, Mike, what is your most memorable zombie moment?
Memorable zombie moment. A lot of people would say playing Nocturne Totem for the first time, but I was probably pick one. It's probably probably playing Mob of the Dead for the first time.
Oh.
It was like when I played Mob for the first time, I knew that I was like, this map is going to be like really damn good, because in the past, played Transit. That was cheeks. Nuketown Zombies. That was good, but then I realized it was bad. Then we played Die Rise, and that was pretty memeable because of how poorly designed it was. And then I played Mob, and I was just like, there's no way people are going to dislike this map. It has everything that fans asked for. The AK-47, remember that?
Yeah.
Just even going to the bridges, like, this is so, like, revolutionary. It's just amazing.
Revolutionary being that it was a good map among some really, really shitty maps.
Yes.
Yeah. For real.
I was interested to know like why Mob was the one that stood out to you as being like the highlight, so to say, and what like got you into it.
I was like, let's just say like during it, there was a time when like when I grew up during the Black Ops 1 era where zombies are just in like a bunch of small buildings.
That's fair.
And when I played Mob, it was just like it was kind of like the starting off point, where it's like zombies is gonna get big, like.
Yep.
It was basically like the Blade Runner of zombie maps, like the movie with Harrison Ford.
Oh, I love that movie. Love that movie.
It was just flat out like revolutionary, and coming from I was just happy by the map.
That sounds awesome. Blade Runner I like Blade Runner a lot. Not a lot of people like the sequel to it, 2049. That is one of my favorite movies. I absolutely adore the storytelling and the characters in that particular movie. I think they've done such a good job, and it was such a shame that it was actually classed as a box office flop, because I actually really liked it. But then again,
I saw the final cut of Blade Runner, and I think I actually got a headache after the movie because since I watched the final cut, there was no Harrison Ford narration, and my head was just trying to process everything. I was like, oh, this hurts really bad.
Yeah.
Still a good movie. Even get annoyed.
No, it is a good movie. That's for sure. Kyle, what's our next question?
Okay, Mike. What keeps bringing you back to zombies, and how has it affected you as well?
I'm just gonna start off like with the second question first, because zombies is like always like, oh, it was the only thing in Call of Duty that never made me want to like scream at my TV. Unlike the newer multiplayer entries after Black Ops 2, where I wanted to rip my hair out and get annoyed because of BS. When I play zombies, I can't really get mad at myself. It's just peaceful, relaxing, and once I figured out how zombies, like the zombie AI worked, I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick their ass. Always made me feel good about myself. Weapons in it were fun. It just made me feel happy, and it just always affected me because since I grew up in the Black Ops 1 era, I was like, oh damn, I literally grew up with these characters when I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Wow, that young.
Yeah, it's really young.
Damn.
I mean, I literally joined zombies when Nocturne Totem was a thing, so.
Nice.
That's nuts. The amount of OGs that are out there, and the fact that you're one of them, that's so nice to think. Like, because you and Spike are on the same. You came in at the same time, and
yeah,
it is interesting to see at what point people did enter into zombies. I think it was it last week? We had literally from World of War to BO3, each with like a different one. I was just like, whoa, that's actually nuts. That all the different points of entry, and you look at where we are now, and we're kind of on the same level, so to say. Like, we're up there. We know like a bunch of the same stuff, and it's amazing to see how far that develops, and I love that.
And what's nice about like, so literally like zombies, like also like since it doesn't get me mad, I could always play like the maps, like because zombies you play, it's the same thing every game. But what I always do to spice up my own gameplay is if I want to use like a different gun that I know is a little bit mediocre, I'll use that gun and I'll make it good. Explains why I leveled. It just explains why I maxed out the Shiva in BO3.
Oh god, that must have been painful.
It actually wasn't, because once once I pack punched in and put the right attachments on, it was pretty good.
Mind you, though, I would imagine not as painful as the Essex. Like
Essex, I want to defend that gun because it's like people say it's the worst wall room weapon, and I reply with, "Have you used the Springfield, sir?"
I will agree that the Springfield is probably one of the worst guns in COD Zombies.
Along with the Kar 98K, and very sorry for that crazy rabbit, you had to hear that, but the Kar 98K is horrible.
It is. SMR as well. That gun is just terrible. But there's something about the Essex that I think the issue I have with it is that they made it try and sound like a badass gun, with it being a lever action rifle, but the damage just flops. It's so bad.
It really
Uh,
is.
trying to get dark matter for it wasn't really that terrible, but like you could tell like it was a gun you needed to have like from the start of round 1.
Yeah.
You needed it, and once I got the gold for it, I was like, I'm not touching this damn thing ever again.
Oh god. Like I try and stay like the problem is though I need to get the S6 gold if I'm gonna go for diamond assault no, not assault rifles, tactical rifles.
Tactical rifles.
Yeah, thank you, Spike.
Mhm.
But I just don't want to like the headshots. They if you have like the max you can do, like I don't know, deadshot in the modifier and stuff like that, it flops off after a certain round, which means you have to end the game.
I say past round 25, it's ineffective.
Yeah, and then you have to restart
and
all over again.
I've played like I mean, what I did was like when I got dark matter, I like once I knew a gun started to drop off, I grabbed another gun, like started grinding for that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
My dark matter strategy was like very interesting to use because oh wow, the S6 doesn't work. Up, time to use the micro MG.
Wow. Oh boy.
Micro MG is awesome.
Anyways, what's our next question, Carl?
Favorite map? Want to hear yours?
Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Red Letter Media, but they were talking about like the movies by John Carpenter, and they're talking about how one's favorite movie was like Escape from New York, but they know objectively the best movie was John Carpenter's The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say like my personal favorite map is Gorod Krovi, but I know Mob of the Dead is the best.
Oh, okay. So, but you're saying that, like, you're saying that you know Mob is the best, but yeah, you have a personal liking to Gorod.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
My Discord picture has the dragon from Gorod on it, so
That's completely fair. And to be truthful though, I can understand that Gorod is actually a really good map, and it's actually one of the topics for today's show. But that's an interesting way to put it. Like, cause it's as you said, Mob being the best, but you like Gorod is your actual favorite. Like, but I'd love to see what other people have in that same regard. Like, if there is a map that they want to say, but there's an actual map they actually say. Like, and I'd be interested to see like the differences there. Like, they might turn around and say, "Oh, I know Horizon Drak's the best, but I actually like Zetsubo no Shima," like stuff like that.
I don't know about that one.
There are people who like Zetsubo. Admit it. You gotta face it. It's out there in the community. You can't do it.
Like a lot of people say like the Horizon Drak is like the best map, but there's like the one problem with the Horizon Drak is that there's no like the mystery box on that map is flat out pointless. All I do is buy a KRM, wipe out the Panzer, and I just keep the Stormbow.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
I still play Horizon Drak over Origins, but
Same.
Oh yeah.
That's an easy answer. The Horizon Drak over Origins. That's an easy answer for me. Because of my many experiences with Origins and my many experiences with the Horizon Drak. There's a big difference. Did you cut out?
But Gorod literally is like it literally fixed everything wrong with like BO3 Zombies' mystery box, and you know what they fixed. EPS stage.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that the map to introduce the FFAR for zombies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good gun. I really like that gun. And it was also the map to now I could be wrong here. Did it introduce the Shadow Claws?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they need to go back to with the next game. They need to have map specific, not just wonder weapons, but bullet weapons. Like the PPSH only available on Gorod, the Razorback and the Marshall is only available on Zetsubo. That's what they and like the Rift D9 and the Banshee only available on Revelations. They need to go back to that style. I think.
I gotta say something right now. Like I remember, like when it was like around like June 2018. I remember when they added in the M14 and the RPK to the mystery box, and when they added the RPK to Dreisendrach, the Giant, and Gorod. I was like, I didn't even ask for it, but that was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it was like when I was doing the Gorod Easter egg like a couple days ago, I literally had the RPK out, and I was just like, I'm keeping this bad boy.
It's a good gun. It's a really good gun in BO3.
I love that gun. It really is.
And that's like, when it comes to like DLC weapons, I'm glad they add them in, but they need to do it where there are some on certain maps, because because if you think about it, right, guns are one of the main factors of what keeps people bringing back to playing certain maps, and
Yes.
and quite frankly, when you have the same weapons on every single map, it doesn't work, and it's the issue with BO4. Like, every single bullet weapon is on every single map, and I'm sure of that, but I could be wrong.
You are 100% right about with BO4, because I think what they had to do with BO4 is just since a lot of people couldn't get the DLCs, they were like, screw it, let's just have all the guns in a mystery box, just so the casual players who just play the game casually, you don't have the DLC, they were like, yeah, you got the AN94.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm not against that at all. I'm happy they did that.
In my personal opinion, I think it should have stayed on BO2.
Oh god, them BO2 was
Only because you play Die Rise, people go Slick Fire AN94.
Yeah.
Because they know it's a war weapon, they know how good it is, they know how much ammo it has.
AN94 should not have been a wall weapon.
The AN, like, this is how I picture it, right? And I know they're two completely different things, right? But the AN94 on Die Rise is practically the PPSH on World of War. Only because it's the gun that almost everyone goes for. It's got good damage, it's got a good fire rate, it's got good ammo, and it's literally a beast. The PPSH in World of War was a beast.
AN94 is better than the PPSH.
Okay, I'm ready for the riots.
I'm
ready for the riots.
What?
What?
You're simply wrong, Mike.
Straight up says it.
Spike, all I gotta say is that the AN94 is a wall weapon and the PPSH isn't, so one already won one category there. Oh, I ran out of ammo.
You said Gorod's the best map? I mean, Mob of the Dead is the best map ever?
I know Mob of the Dead is the best map objectively speaking, but I know Gorod's my personal favorite.
Silence.
I'm sorry, Mike, but simply Blood of the Dead is better than Mob.
Did you just say, buddy?
Now I'm ready for more riots.
Yep.
Blood of the Dead is the best map ever made.
I'm getting Consuelo from Family Guy. No, that's wrong.
Well, we can get into this a bit later on. I'm like a full blown. I know it's gonna.
Blood of the Dead. I don't even hate Blood of the Dead, but I just know that's just wrong. You're lucky I don't hate. You're lucky I'm not a blood. I'm not an anti-blood hater.
Yeah, like Tim Hansen.
Not Tim. No. Mr. T-Lex fight and J.R. Rizzo levels of dislike, because at least I get enjoyment out of playing Blood.
Blood does not give enough credit that it deserves.
Okay.
Yes and no, but if you're talking about the Blood Easter egg, I literally won't even defend that Easter egg. That Easter egg is cheeks.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next question.
Where did your gamer tag come from, Mike? Give us a little.
So when I was a kid, and this is when Super Paper Mario came out, and in the story mode of that game, essentially, like the character of Luigi essentially gets captured by a bunch of bad guys, and they brainwash him into, funny enough, Mr. L, who was kind of like one of the secondary antagonists of the game that Mario had to fight. And I was like, the costume design was just awesome. And that's kind of how my gamer tag came to be.
I like that, and I'm gonna presume that's the Luigi in the picture as well.
That is Luigi.
Yes. Okay. I like that though, Mr. L. Like, he just all they do is just chop off his name, put a Mr. in the front.
Zombroz theme song for the game is pretty goddamn good.
I haven't heard it.
I was gonna play it, but I don't want to like, you know.
I wouldn't know, only because of copyright.
Yeah.
That
I'll
one
send you
thing-
the link of it though.
Yeah, please do. But that's one thing that worries everyone. That freaking C word. But okay. We got one more question, Kyle, I believe.
Favorite childhood game?
This is
Okay, this is gonna be pretty easy, and it's not what you're gonna expect. It's Team Fortress 2.
Oh,
Okay, I was not expecting that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I would have said a
Team-
Mario game, but Team Fortress 2 literally like been around since that game was released. Awesome.
Everyone has a different answer for that question.
I know, it's
Yeah,
it's what I
that's
love
true.
about it. And I'm so glad that it was one of the questions to be inputted. Because we've had so many different ones that it's interesting to see kind of what backgrounds these people come from of the video games that they played as a kid. Like,
Yep.
and I love that. I
I grew up in a really weird like childhood of like playing video games, and Team Fortress 2 just happened to be one of those weird games that was like that looked like The Incredibles, but it was rated R. Meet the Pyro, just like he's like burning it down in the village, and he just sees like rainbows and like giant kittens flying around. You're like, what?
Oh God.
It was so funny.
I never pl-
TF2 is one of the weirdest games out there.
It's
I
better
never
than
played it.
Overwatch.
That's for sure.
Overwatch, I tried playing it. I was just like, the fact that I can't play as like duplicate of a class is kind of dumb. So I'm going back to playing the engineer, where half of my team is the NG.
Wow. Okay, fair enough, dude. All right, I'll respect that.
Kind of one thing that also got me sad was like early in the year when like the voice of the soldier, like voice actor passed away. You know what was relevant this year. When he passed away, I felt really sad, and I was like, damn. Like practically like when I I have playing this game, like voicing the character for almost 12 years is gone. It's
Yeah.
hard for me
Yeah.
to go through.
That's a very tough. It's a very tough moment. Like a character that you've been invested in for so long, when either the character dies or the actual actor dies. It's practically kind of on the same level as someone in your family passing away.
I almost cried that day,
Yeah.
but I was just like, damn. It was just God bless.
Wow. But, I mean, Team Fortress 2 though, I never played it, but I know a lot of people that did. Like, because I grew up with very, very different games, and so a lot of the games that these people have been saying, I have no idea how those games play. You could put me on them, and I'd be like, okay, so is that shoot? Oh no, that's going backwards. Like
I
Yeah.
say also, man, I could go on and talk about TF2 all day, but like if you go on my Lego Instagram, there's like I have a nice little TF2 picture where it's like has like all the classes posing like in the iconic wallpaper of the game, like very like accurate detail.
Yeah. Okay. That was interesting. That. Okay, now guys, I'm trying to remember when it was. I think it was I want to say Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday marked the 4-year anniversary of Gorod Krovi's release, and I'm actually basing this topic off of a tweet that I saw from someone, and it was a question of how do you feel about it now compared to when it first released? And I'm gonna start with Mike on this one.
Okay. When I played Gorod for the first time, and bear in mind I had Xbox when this came out, so it's like most of the bugs have been fixed. I was aware of like the people that cheated their way to the Easter egg with that undead man walking bug. When I played
yeah.
Gorod, I was just like very like because keep in mind I wasn't good at the map when it came out, but the map was very simple. It's basically like what Mr. T Lexfi said. It's basically inverted Durice. And when I literally got the PPSH, like the first night I got it, or the first day I got it, I was just like pack punching this thing once, and I'm not double packing it again. It was just satisfying. Such a And my opinions on it I haven't hated on it since, except when my friends and I tried doing the Easter egg on the map together, and it was, oh god, that Easter egg was pretty bad when I first played it.
To be truthful, whenever I would do, there was a point where it would either be me or Spike or me and other people, and we would do a BO3E marathon. Like, we just go through the eggs because we enjoy them so much. And when it comes down to like people asking help for the eggs, I'll say to them, oh, dude, I've done them all, I can help whatever one you want. Whenever they would say Gorod, I would say to them, okay, you need to find 2 other people. We need a 4-man team for this, because I was never fully comfortable with the bomb step.
I didn't stream the bomb step when I was doing it, because I started my Gorod live stream it was on the second to last step before I got on the boss fight. But I did the bomb step first with friends. It was a lot of it was very tricky communication. One person had really poor Wi-Fi, and a lot of us thought it was on our fault. But since our friend had really poor Wi-Fi, we got very annoyed, because it was just kind of delayed running time. And it was just we some of us vowed never to touch that Easter egg again.
Wow, that bad, huh?
But then when I did it Sunday or whatever, I was playing solo, and let's say I've had enough practice on Gorod where I can get the gauntlet by round 10.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And what when I ended up doing was I got all the statues, and I started doing the steps. I was always nervous. I was like, please not bomb step, please not be the bomb step. Bomb step was the fifth challenge I had to do, and it was all the escort steps, and I basically was prepared. I had a near death experience, I think it's called. I literally had that gum on me, because they're like, oh, run danger closest, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna run the better variant of that where I can keep my perks when I am
yeah.
And literally going to the Easter egg was a breeze. And when I got to the bomb step, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be good. I recorded it. I literally paused my game. I recorded the bomb step going in slow-mo. I trimmed it, so when I did the dragon command, I was like, all right, let me look at the video. And it just goes to the infirmary. I went to the infirmary. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine during this, because I had a undead man walking, and I was like, not nervous. This shit's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty comfortable with the bomb step now, because Jack, as you know, I was helping a guy do all the BO3 Easter eggs, and now all he needs to do is revelations.
Ooh.
And we did I was really comfortable with bomb step. I even soloed the I soloed bomb step when I tried it with me and him, but we failed, unfortunately. Like literally right after we finished bomb. And then we I got Pete involved, and we 3-manned it, and then we did shadows after that.
Yes, I know Pete absolutely loves Shadows of Evil.
Yeah, shadows was a good run.
I'm waiting for the comment in chat.
I'm not even looking at the YouTube chat right now, but I'm just gonna assume good things are going on in the YouTube chat.
The chat kind of does what it does what it does. It's there. It has it has a good time, basically.
In fact, my friends or whatever, the friend I said had poor Wi-Fi, he was the founder of the upgraded monkey bomb on Gorod Krovi.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
A lot of let's just say apparently he tweeted that I think he tried commenting or whatever on Mr. Rothwaffles, and I think it was a week later, Mr. Rothwaffles was like, oh yeah, we still haven't found the monkey bomb, and I literally hit him up. I was like, dude, they haven't found it. Tweets at Glitching Queen, and they're like, oh, yeah, they found it. And they all did the videos on it the next night, and Milo was like, oh damn, I'm dumb.
Dude, that's nuts.
Wow. That is crazy.
His YouTube channel is X-Slayer Gaming, and he literally has the upgraded monkey bomb thing or whatever, and Noah J commented on it. We were on an Xbox party. We were freaking out. We were like, holy crap, this is sick. It was it was literally every time I play Gorod, I make sure I get everything. Monkey bombs, upgraded shield, and the dragon strike upgraded.
That's awesome.
Man, that's crazy to find that. Take some time to look around and actually figure it out.
Yeah, it was I was so damn happy when he finally got it. I was just watching. I was like, this is actually pretty damn good.
I've never actually done the upgrade. I'm being truthful.
I've
It's
always
not-
Fucking noob.
I've crate powered it.
You've
But,
crate powered it, yeah. That's the total
You
save.
know, my strategy was I didn't get monkey bombs after hitting the mystery box. Like before I went to the pack punch to get dragon egg, I just pop like a power vacuum and I just be like, all right, got it. Now I just gotta wait for an skill.
Oh yes.
The Gorod's Gorod's so damn great.
All
So
right.
that Ace of Spades intro, that was awesome.
That was great for a first watch. 100%.
Remember I watched it, I was like, what the hell is going on?
It was one hell of an opening. One hell of an opening for a zombies map.
Yeah.
It's like they snorted like it's like they did like a bunch of like stuff that Walter White would give, like there's like a bunch of drugs that Walter White would give somebody, and they'd be like, yeah, just go crazy. We don't care.
Yeah, pretty sick intro.
So the Easter egg saw dead ended. Can't go wrong with that.
Can never go wrong with that.
I was very mixed on it at first, but the more I listened to it, the more I actually really liked it. I really enjoyed,
Well-
especially the chorus. I like the chorus.
Felt that about Flowers from Zetsubo, where I didn't like it at first, but the more I listened to it from the music video, I thought it was like actually like a very well made song, like Stormbound.
Okay, Spike.
What's Stormbound again?
Oh, it's,
Ancient Evil Easter egg song.
no, no,
Um,
no, no, no.
I got even know.
Had a good opening intro for that song, but like the lyrics just not good.
All right, Spike. How was it? Has your opinion changed at all about Gorod, like since its release?
it's been the same. Where I still think it's like definitely like a one of like the great maps out there where
Here,
it could be a really good like format to be used for like future maps, but like what they did right.
I think the egg is a good pointer on that because it seemed like
it works better solo than co-op, honestly.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that out of all of the eggs in BO3, excluding Chronicles, I want to say Gorod was the one that was least done. I don't know why.
I'd say because people were just too like it's probably just one of those ones where it's probably like the or it's like the origins of VO3 where it's just like people are just like it's just so like it's one of those maps where like if you complete it like that's like your achievement, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're proud that you finished it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I definitely felt absolutely like over the moon when I first completed that. Like, first time completing that egg, as soon as you take down Nikolai and that cutscene triggered, I was just like, yes, finally, it's taken me this long. And I was like that with a lot of the BO4 eggs as well.
The only BO4 Easter eggs I did like with friends before I joined your Discord server was only Dr. Toden, Alpha Omega, and mine. I didn't do blood until like Pete and Mars decided to help me out with that. That was thankful for them.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh yeah, Sam loves that map.
Yeah,
I know
he does. Okay, I just got to give a big shout out because Turbo just appeared in the chat. Yo, Turbo, how's it going, my dude?
Wait, Turbo's in the chat?
Hey,
Turbo is in the
hey.
chat.
God, it's Turbo.
That's sexy.
Mate.
Bro,
Turbo,
you're awesome.
thank you for stopping by, my dude. I just had to give that a quick shout out. I just literally saw it out of the glimpse of my eye. It was right in the corner. I saw Turbo.
I know that's what I did too. I was like, what?
I was just like, hello? Are we on? Okay, but Kyle, how about you? How's Gorod affect, like, how's your opinion changed of Gorod since its release?
Okay, see, like, I'm pretty special when it comes to the early, like, up till Gorod, I was a very amateur level zombies player. So I didn't do any of the Easter eggs as they came out. I got all that enjoyment from the YouTubers. So, any and everybody that was doing it, like Reed, John, or not John, of course. He doesn't do Easter eggs, but other people that
No,
do
he does do Easter eggs, but he's always first in the world.
Yeah.
But he never shows any of his
always first in
gameplay.
the world, guys. He's
Supposedly. But no, like, so
Supposedly.
I mean, it was just it's kind of like Zetsubo was for me. Now it's not because I've completed solo Easter egg on Zetsubo. Now with classic gums, which I never thought that would ever happen. That was like a round 32 run, which is nuts. But I really have come to love Zetsubo now because I feel confident playing it. I think once I do GK, I'm about to do that actually now on Twitch now. So I'm gonna go for that classic gums. I think I'll love it a lot more. I love the aesthetic for every BO3 map, and GK is really a cool one. But I don't have the once I get to know and do an Easter egg, I'll have a better
appreciation.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like right now, it's just a base level map to me. It's like playing Doris, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it's just. I mean, I can do certain things on it, but I can't do the whole Easter egg. And for me, once I can do the whole Easter egg on it, I feel really good. It's like, wow, that was awesome. And the boss fight's great because Jack actually is the first one to help me beat Gorod. We beat it twice. Once they re-released the patch to get it, so I can get the gate worm.
Yeah.
Gorod Krovi is the best boss fight in all of Zombies.
It's a really cool one. It's really cool.
It's really good, but you can choose it so easily.
Yeah, that's
true.
But all you need is
I only say it's the best boss arena because at least it's open area and you can actually kind of somewhat train, like Dries and Drac where, oh, Keeper, electricity shock, just everyone's dead.
Utter chaos.
Yeah, I kind of like GK's boss arena like I like 9's. I thought 9 was the first one that hit me like, wow, this is freaking awesome. You're in a Coliseum. It's so huge. You just feel like you have so much room to move. And the GK is similar to that for me when I play it co-op when I've done it. So
9 shall hide no longer.
I have to admit, what you were saying about it's been mentioned briefly in the chat as well, but about gobblegums. And if you have the right gobblegums, you can easily beat Nikolai. Bam, bam, bam. He's dead within seconds, right? But if you try it's actually what I like about my friend Retro. He made these gobblegum cards, and he literally just pulls out 5 random ones, and then he's just like, okay, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that, and then I don't know, I'll do a challenge or I'll do an Easter egg run, right? It spices it up, and it really changes the way that you play not just the game but the eggs as well. You could be doing I don't know, Gorod Krovi with, I don't know, Newtonian negation. It's that random, but it's definitely dependent on the gobbles. If you have the right gobbles, you can easily do it. If you decide to really challenge yourself, and it's like you've been doing Carl with classics only, even that's a challenge in itself. And when you do Gorod on classics, oh boy, you are in for a surprise, my dude. Let me tell you.
So I was watching Kyle's stream, and I could tell he was I could tell he was struggling, and I felt bad.
I got to the point where I did everything up until I got the dragon strike, and I got the egg done. And I got to a point where it was I was looking at the rest of the guide for Pizza's guide, and I was like, holy shit! I don't know if I can keep going on this solo because I just feel like I'm gonna either mess up or there's too much. I'm gonna take another 2 hours to do this.
It's gonna be it's Gorod Krovi was the chaos story before the chaos story was even a thing. It's so much going on.
But I was doing pretty decent. I got the Mark IIIs at a pretty decent round without a fire cell. So I mean, I felt good. I did a pretty good run. I got the RPK.
Oh god,
I was doing pretty good.
Please don't tell me you're gonna try Rev on classics.
Yes.
You are mad. You are mad.
That's gonna be bad.
The RNG in that map is gonna screw you over just like it screwed me over.
I'm gonna be around 50, around 60.
And you still won't have the Apothecon servant. It will still be in the box, laughing its squiddly head off, and you're gonna be like, "Give me the fucking thing."
Yeah, what's his face in Shadows? Give me that fucking thing.
Give me that fucking thing.
When he says that, when he pulls out a gun out the box, give me that fucking thing.
That's like what you say when you're in a tough situation. You just grab a box, give me that fucking thing. You're just spraying down a horde.
When I first played Revelations, the first 3 things I got out of the mystery box were Ragnarok's Thunder Gun and Apothecon servant on my first game.
Dude, what is that luck?
And I remember like
Nice.
my friends were trying to play and they were raging because like, you know, they're playing with noobs. And I get this and I'm like, I'm having a good day. I got to round 64.
I was gonna say, unless like Jack and I do a 2-box on Rev, then I won't get that luck.
That's
You had to
luck
bring
on that.
it up again, didn't ya?
We just should do
You
that.
love just
That's
rubbing
the
it in
luck.
my face. Your luck on the two
Try-
boxes challenge.
trying to get the little Arnie's and a Path Conservant on Revelations is like trying to find a sugar cube on the moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as trying to find a needle in a haystack. I will say that.
No, but a sugar cube on the moon, man, forget about it.
It's like one little square in this whole big wide, thing in the sky. It's nuts.
Is your
Like-
opinions on Gorod have changed, Jack, or no?
Yeah, Jack. What about you?
So I will say here, and I will hold my hands up, right? I will hold my hands up that Gorod, my opinions of Gorod have changed a lot in the time of release to the time it is now. When I first played the map, I enjoyed it just for like a gameplay experience, and then when the first time I tried doing the egg, and we, surprise, died on the bomb step. And it was ever since then, I was so nervous to redo it again. But when my opinions of it didn't change that much over time, it wasn't until I did the egg solo that I really saw with the bomb step that you can really prioritize it on solo. Like, because you can pause the game whenever each one flickers, and then you have such a decent timer to get from one place to the other place to the other place to the other place. And then the boss fight is the only issue is I wish I had taken idolizing the boss fight instead of near death experience, because Nikolai, oh my god, he destroyed me twice. He destroyed me twice before finally killing him.
Run danger closest. No, I don't want to hear that. You have to run near death experience.
You're good, alright? No, thank you very much. I don't want to run danger closest. Only
I
if
run
I'm
danger
doing
closest in the
classic
DE boss fight. I still died.
Mate, danger
That
closest.
drama is so much better for that
Danger
DE
closest
boss
on
fight.
the danger closest on the D boss fight is
Mm.
actually good.
I'm gonna try that.
It is good because the Panzer Tramfuses they do not shock you. They don't stun you, and that's what you need in that boss fight.
Yeah.
So you haven't got to be trying to holding the bow, trying to shake it off, and then trying to kill them. It's simple. It's almost like they kind of fly, right past your face, and you're just going, "Whoa," and you just see it go right over to the other side of the room. That's basically what the Tramfuses do in that boss fight. But obviously, when you don't have that gobblegum, it's different.
Yeah.
But Spike was saying about head drama. Head drama is better if you're using megas, definitely. But if you're gonna do a classic only run, which Kyle, your next challenge, right? I'm bringing you up on this. Your next challenge, right? The Eisendrach boss fight, classic gobblegums, Juggernog only.
Actually, I'll do you one better, Jack. And this is
Oh, gosh.
you do the Voyage of Despair Easter egg with classic elixirs, buddy.
Honestly, not an issue.
What?
I use classics. I use classics anyway. It's only if I'm doing a run and we're doing megas, then. But I with BO4,
Jack always uses classics.
I use classics because, well, they're good. They're actually good.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
honestly, so many of the classics in fucking BO4 are so overpowered.
they really are.
Like,
Early on,
only some of them are, but like classic elixirs, like not even the mega elixirs. Classic ones are so. If they didn't make Temporal Gift a classic elixir, I would have been sad.
Oh, that was a saving
that
grace.
was so nice. Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't believe that. Like,
That was
dang,
the-
wow.
I was just like, hey, I remember you. You sucked in BO3, but now you're in BO4. You're good.
Or
Them
after-
making that from a mega to a classic was one of the best decisions they made in BO4. And there are a lot of the other classic elixirs as well. Like equipment. Equipment is so good. I really like equipment. Like if I'm running a co-op egg run, my normal setup is Temporal Gift, equipment, nowhere but there, and then I either run anywhere but here or Arsenal Accelerator. It just depends on the egg and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's like in BO4, they really understood the whole microtransaction thing, and they wanted to make sure like that you can still enjoy the whole like system of elixirs without needing to use real world money to get that edge for better elixirs.
You know what? I'll agree with that.
I agree with you, Spike, on that. But I remember after BO3, I knew like the whatever microtransactions BS they were gonna bring into BO4, I knew it was gonna be nerfed. Like Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. Like, like they're gonna nerf a lot of things to make the game more balanced, and I was okay with it. I didn't have any problem.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so. I mean, I never played much Modern Warfare. I played a little bit of the multiplayer during the day. But honestly, chat, you never want to see my multiplayer side ever. Don't ever see my multiplayer side.
Ooh.
My multiplayer side is on the same resort as what I did during the disconnect of that Origins round 100 attempt.
Hold my beer.
Like I literally did it while the stream was disconnected, but I literally just went bang, bang, bang on my desk. And well, what do you know? I've now got 2 scars there.
I was gonna say that's what I did after this.
That kind of anger is the definition of what I'm like on multiplayer. Like multiplayer, I rage so motherfucking. It doesn't matter what multiplayer it is, right? I rage so motherfucking hard. I am literally like these tryhards. Some games I will have like insanely good games where I'll have a really awesome KD. I'll be on like, I think one game in BO2, which BO2 is my favorite multiplayer of all time.
Same.
There was a game, I'm trying to remember the map. I can't remember the map exactly, but it was like a 32-3. And I had never done that good ever in multiplayer. But then I'll have games where I'll be like, where I'll be like, I don't know, 5-20. And I'm just like, dude, that was a fucking shit game. Why on earth did I do this to myself? Why did I decide to go back on multiplayer when I said I wasn't gonna do it? Why did I choose to do this? Those are the questions that I constantly ask myself whenever I am just like, if I don't want to play zombies, I will constantly say to myself, don't play multiplayer, don't play multiplayer, don't play multiplayer, don't do it. You don't want to do it. And that's why I kind of avoid that shit.
Multiplayer is just like Black Ops 2 multiplayer. I don't even get mad at, but when it comes to like Modern Warfare multiplayer, it literally gives me a stroke because I think after Black Ops 2 after Advanced Warfare, like everything literally like came pay to win garbage, like hero shooter shit.
Mm-hmm.
BO3 did better. Like BO3's multiplayer is like 100% better than Advanced Warfare. Like they did what they just basically made right for what things that were wrong in Advanced Warfare.
Yeah,
But it
but
was still
when you throw in like the stupid like whatchamacallit for specialists and the war machines like crap, it's just like, why was that in the game? That just made it feel like a crappy variant of Overwatch. Ugh.
Also, so like with Gorod, I look at it now and I think, you know what, it's a solid map, and I like the mechanics in Gorod, particularly. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's go around, right? Name one thing, just one thing you love about Gorod. We'll go Spike first.
the Mark IIIs.
Mark IIIs. Kyle.
Damn. I know, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, that's what kind of. I'd say between the Mark IIIs, and I think that like the whole hype of thinking like, oh, we're gonna actually ride a dragon, like in Zetsubo when we saw the schematic, and then actually we did. I'd say between that and riding the dragon to Pap, I thought that was really neat.
Okay, Mike.
Layout.
The layout. Ooh, okay.
Alright, there's a reason I consider the BO3 Three Kings to be Drak, Gorod, and Shadows, because if there's one thing 3 of those maps have in common, it's literally it's like a multi-layered layout. Like, I'm gonna look at Shadows of Evil, for example, and I'm gonna talk about the canals area. how like there's all those constant bridges and whatnot that you have to take to the jug, but on the bottom, you like friends are going to be walking to the. Is it the Ruby Rabbit or the Burlesque?
It's the Ruby Rabbit.
Like you have some friends walking to the Ruby Rabbit, and let's just say there's a bunch of zombies chasing after them. You could literally stand on that bridge and take them out with like a Dracon and help your teammate get to the Ruby Rabbit unscathed. And that's like another thing about Gorod, because let's say there's a Groff module where the shield like area is. Literally, you just stand on that bridge and just use a Dracon or another gun to use them. It's literally like multi-layered layout maps are perfect. It's even something. Also, another thing, Gorod that is a pays homage to old zombies is the Pack Punch location. It's just a building isolated from the map. You're literally just defending it like an old zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff is badass.
Okay. See, for me,
They were very thoughtful with when they were developing Gorod.
yes.
Because I think after like Zetsubo, after people were like, "Bro, I don't want to look up a guide for getting Pack Punch and the Wonder Weapon," they were like, "All right, let's step it back a little."
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
See, for me,
Another thing is that like you can think too that like after the alpha build of BO3 was leaked, like you could see that Shadows, Giant, DE, Gorod, Zetsubo, Revelations, all those maps were done in its alpha stage.
Yep.
Really, I never knew that.
Yeah.
and then you look at Zetsubo, Gorod, and Revelations, they all had death barriers.
Yeah. God, really.
It didn't seem as bad with the glitches, if I'm kind of being honest. Like, I didn't see like as many people were annoyed by the glitches, like unlike Revelations and Tsubo.
See, for
Just
me,
me.
there's the
Tough
best
one.
I
thing.
never really experienced them personally.
The best thing about
I just think that everyone who had a PlayStation was just it was on the console's fault, not the not like the map.
Yeah, it really did feel like that, really.
This map is like BO4 is trash. It keeps crashing, and I'm like, I got BO4 on day one, and it didn't crash for me. I just think your console sucks.
Yeah, I've only crashed like a handful of times on BO4, unlike the mass amount that Noah fucking crashed on.
I think it like I literally just played the map for casual, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna like go for the Easter egg. I'm just gonna breathe in the map and play as a survival variant. I don't want to for the main quests and never touch them again.
Yeah.
Back to the alpha state of Gorod. Never knew like they had the maps pre-built. I thought like they made all these maps up on the dot, like after like the launch of the game and whatnot. Like,
Oh no.
I do remember hearing that Revelations was built like after immediately. I remember hearing Revelations was done after Gorod was like completed.
Like they work really far ahead.
Okay.
For crying out loud, like those maps are literally like beautiful.
I know
So-
usually with multiplayer maps, from what I know is that after like almost immediately after the game is launched, they start working on multiplayer maps, like DLC multiplayer maps.
You guys think that Dead of the Night was like built like into BO4 like before like like launch stuff like before I think it was like before the reveal event?
Probably not entirely, because like it's a very big and complicated map. So there's probably things that they were still working out, and as well with them working with 4 launch day maps. So they were probably like really hindered with what they could do for day one.
That's a I think I could tell Dead of the Night would have been like an interesting dart base map, but I don't even like Dead of the Night.
I still think for what we got for Dead of the Night is pretty good for what it is.
Yeah, I don't even want to get mad about Dead of the Night because if I say Nosferatu's, like you understand.
I don't really think that they're even that bad, really.
But
I think
what-
we were overreacting, honestly.
But like with the Easter egg, I remember when I was like when did this when Jack was pissed drunk during the Dead of the Night Easter egg when I joined in. I just remember like the quick revive wasn't effective because they just the most sponsors would slap you and your health is no, it doesn't regen. And I'm like, why was this a that good idea?
Yo, imagine completing Dead of the Night Easter egg drunk.
Oh yeah.
Literally did it. Literally did it. I can't even remember that game. I can't even remember that game. I was that out of it.
Wow.
I had that much alcohol.
Jack's like, did I just beat this?
Just remember playing. I was just like during the boss fight. I was like, yeah, this map's Easter egg ain't the best. Like I said, I've had some whack ass opinions before.
I say that Dead of the Night Easter egg is actually like pretty logical because like it kind of like all the stuff that you do and it gives you hints for what to do and you just kind of piece shit together.
No, I'm talking about like the boss fight where there's the invisible wolf and I'm like, okay, this is stupid.
Yeah, that was a bit wacky, but whatever, I suppose.
I mean, you have Peppa Pig's dad like in the map, so there's that.
Yeah.
It was like Brian Blessed, the Brigadier. That fucker's head is going to be mounted on my wall.
Yeah, I was not too fond of the characters personally.
That's understandable, Spike. I'm not gonna strike you down on that because I understand.
One thing I will say, and this is actually for Sam, who's in the chat. I said this during that game. I said Dead of the Night wasn't that bad, right? And if I'm being truthfully honest, the map is not good. The map isn't good. But the map isn't so bad, only because I actually really liked using Anasta's Annihilator. I think that is a solid wonder weapon.
It's definitely up there, like probably like top 10.
It's a good wonder weapon to use, like for getting kills with. But I think the process to getting it was worse than getting the KT4 upgraded. Like, oh my god, it's just too much.
Yeah, if you don't mind a quest, then you're okay with Dead of the Night. Like I'm sort of okay with it, but then again, I quested that map like day one, so but not a lot of people love questing a map.
I do, but to
Yeah.
a certain point, like if it's like something like Alpha Omega where you literally just like literally spoon fed to you really well, I'll be like fine with it. But if it's something,
Right.
yes, like the night or to a lesser extent Zetsubo, I'm just gonna be like, why do you put me upon this shame?
You come in knowing that's a long quest, like that's a mile run.
Literally for casual players, they're gonna be put off because they have to like find the noose and the doll. I'm like, how? They literally needed the notebook system for World War II zombies to make that map like accessible.
Okay.
Lord.
Okay. Right. So we've had our nice little chat about Gorod. Now I present to you a question, and this is actually for people in chat as well because I want to see the ideas. How would you guys think a Transit remake could look? So think about it in your head. Think about Transit as it is now. How do you think Transit could look as a remake rather than a remaster? And I'm gonna go around. So we're actually gonna start with Mike on this one.
So by remake, you're just talking about like basically a full-on like Togder Toten-esque remake where it's kind of like has the same layout, but like a lot of stuff is like very different from like turning on the power and perks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I say remake, I mean like remake rather than remaster. So like,
think a
It's
remake.
pretty much just an overhaul of the map.
Crap, this is hard because Transit's like if you fix the transportation system, like if you put teleporters like for the lamppost instead of the bus, I think it'd be good. But I don't think a remake would. I think visually the map would look better, but a gameplay point of view, I don't think it would save it, honestly.
But how do you think a remake could look though?
Visually, I think it would look a lot better because you could tell like in the town area if you added in more color to the signs or whatever, it would have been cool. It's literally make the town like the main hub of the map, and I'm like totally game.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried playing Transit solo the other day, and it was very like I was unhappy.
You should have, and you know how we felt when we did the Easter egg.
Well, I heard Sam like talking about that story with you, like with me or whatever. And he told me it was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Okay, I'm actually gonna say this, okay? And Sam, you can fight me. Doing the transit egg wasn't as bad as trying to do the die rise egg.
Okay.
Yeah,
I heard. All right,
Dude,
here's the,
To be honest, none of it was bad, but except for Buried, because I fucking consider Buried as one of the worst maps ever created.
yeah.
So that was just I was suffering the whole time.
And is
Here's
that
the
purely because of sharpshooter?
Sharpshooter's so easy.
if you don't like the buried Easter egg as a sharpshooter, I understand. But when you look at the die rise Easter egg, I don't understand what the hell any of the steps have to do with anything from the map, like mahjong tiles. Like what?
I'll tell you something. Easton, Spike, and Sam was spending about, I want to say 20 to 30 minutes trying to work out the mahjong tiles, and I'm just sitting there. I've got no
That was
jug,
fun.
and I'm just running around a zombie. And
That was so
I
fun.
I was so fucking bored of them like trying to fucking like translate like the mahjong tiles. I'm like, can we just fucking brute force it? And Sam's like, no, we can't do that because it'll change if we try to brute force. I'm like, fuck off.
Right, it's like you weren't mad at like
up.
Easton and like Sam for that. You were just like mad at the step itself because like honestly,
No,
like,
I was just fucking bored waiting for him.
you were bored, dude. I was about to lose my mind.
I didn't give a shit about the fucking step. And plus, I was gonna like try to brute force it, and like what the actual result of it was is that was the order that I was gonna brute force it in.
still haven't done the Transit trilogy Easter eggs, but if I ever do, I'm gonna need like a group of experts on that because I refuse to look up those steps because half of the steps don't even make any sense. I think Exo Zombies Infection had made better sense when it came to Easter eggs.
To be truthful,
Richtofen
wanna go
for
back.
that Easter egg is really like do some tedious tasks for me, and maybe you'll know what to do.
That's
A lot of
Victor's
people-
in
a
a
lot of-
nutshell.
The Transit trilogy in Black Ops 2 is literally like the Star Wars prequel trilogy, where a lot of people just consider it to be non-canon. They're like, "Oh yeah, those Easter eggs. We don't talk about those. Do not talk about those."
I wish there weren't canon because we wouldn't have fucking ended off the zombie storyline with goddamn Victus.
Okay. First of all, like I highly disagree because like if we had ended off Zombies on a happy ending, it'd be generic. The ending we got, I'm happy with.
I prefer the ending that we got. It's just I didn't want to play as Victus for the last fucking map.
You sound like the Smith plays, buddy.
I fucking hate Victus, dude. They're so fucking horribly written characters.
Don't talk, stupid Stu.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I had to bust your
Craig
balls
did
on that.
them.
Yeah, I'll
Craig
give you
did them
that.
better though in TOG. Craig did better in TOG with them instead of fucking Jimmy Zelensky just fucking like, yeah, dude, this'll totally work. Everybody will love him, 100%.
Oh no, but here's the thing: in Transit they were terrible, in Die Rise they were still terrible, but in Buried I could tell they were like getting ready to develop them, and then all of a sudden Origins came along and they were like, bye.
In Targ the Totem, they were tolerable. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they were tolerable. They weren't good. They were just tolerable.
They were
Well, you know what?
tolerable.
I want to keep in mind, like before Black Ops 2 came out, everyone's like, man, Takio's the worst character. Victus comes along and everyone's like, Takio I kind of appreciate now.
Because
Yeah,
people
we
only
fucking had
cared
it
about
good, boys. We
content.
had it good.
When it came to Victus, people only cared about one character. One character alone. And that's Misty.
She had a lot of assets and a lot of personalities, I'll say.
Oh, she had a lot of assets, let me tell you. And those assets were the main focus.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not still questioning why she would date a nerd like Marlton, but hey, I mean, it was 2035
I
when that
mean-
map took place, so I'm not going to
I
question
mean,
it.
it is the zombies apocalypse, so
Uh,
there's not many choices.
I mean,
Exactly.
at least, whatever. At least Marlton got some smush mush.
Okay, you
Yeah,
know
the
what?
Dark
You know what? I
Ether.
was actually rooting for Martin because he got quite a good one. Let's be real. Okay,
Did
right.
Turbo like get sad during the ending of Togger Totem because of how Victus got so screwed over?
A lot
Remember,
of
like,
people got
here-
sad because of that. Like you look
But I
at
know, like,
you look at
I know
JC.
Turbo-
JC's favorite crew was the Victus crew, and then they just got completely swept under the rug. They come back for
now.
one map, and what
God.
do you know? They're all dead. They've been banished to the Dark Ether.
Well, I want to say that they're dead. I wouldn't say they're dead in the fucking Dark Ether.
If they
They were dead.
they crawl out of there like a
would
wave
have
of white
seen them
flag.
get murdered by Dr. Minty.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kyle, how could you see a Tranzit remake going?
I'd like it because I mean, of course, I wasn't around in BO2, but I have played Transit, so and I played it off and on. I really don't. When I play BO2, the only map I really boot up is Mob, of course, because I love that map.
Me and
But,
Kyle did the Mob Easter egg. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun. But I think it would be really nice, especially like they say, if they make it like a daytime map versus fog, of course, so you don't have that. It's not like dark. But yeah, I think they could have some good ideas, and with the new graphics, especially with the next game, it should be like a lot better, you know? I'd be curious to see what they would do with it, because I like remakes. I mean, remasters are pretty nice, but at the same time, if you kind of change up, you know, how it plays a little bit. And
I think a lot of people thought the Giant was gonna be like a full-on remake, but then since it was just a remaster, I was like, really?
Yeah, the Giant, like, aesthetically is like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but
It's just the same thing.
But I suppose the Giant is technically considered a remake. Only because of A, the snow environment, B, the Origins robot head, C, the free perk. Not free perk. The extra perk machine. All the hide and seek that was changed, the locations, and so technically the Giant is a remake.
And they have
you know what would have been really cool for the Giant? Like, you know how when you played Blood of the Dead, and after you got through the catwalk and you buy a door and you go into the Mob of the Dead spawn, when you walk to the right, what they should have done, you know, there's like in that spawn window on the Giant where it's like you go down the stairs and there's that window. They should have done is that they should have had like the Origins crew kind of start off like on the far side of the map, and it's like you go down into this basement and you have like a similar catwalk like experience. It's like as you get to that door, or you walk up the stairs and you're in like the original spawn room of the Reese. They should have just done that. That would have been awesome.
That would have been cool. I would have liked to see that.
That kind of would, yeah.
That would work well as well, especially with four players.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Spike. What about you?
I'd say they do either one of two things. Either they keep what we have but improve on it by a fucking lot. By like obviously making it more friendlier to the player, and as well as just overall making it more enjoyable to play. Or they could overhaul the entire map to have that Shadows of Evil vibe, or as well as that aesthetic of Shadows of Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as improving the transportation system, where so like how we have in Shadows, we have the tram, and that we can overhaul the bus where you can go to what destination you want to go to instead of the fucking Ted just stopping at every location for no reason at all.
Yep.
And as well as having the portals to go to places that we want to go immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
And as well as knowing where we're gonna go to.
Yeah, so it actually tells you basically.
Better wall weapons too.
No, just put wall weapons in the fucking map too.
But like when you go into the town, there's like no wall weapons, and I think there's only Semtex grenades in there, and I'm like, great.
Yeah, there's only Semtexes.
Should have they should have had that. What's that LMG from Black Ops 2? That's like not the LSAT, it's like the OLS or whatever. LMG with a drum mag on the back of like the stock. Should have just had that as like a wall weapon somewhere like hidden in the town, and it would have been like revolutionary.
Oh, you talk about the hammer?
Yeah.
No, not the hammer. Like there's another drum mag like LMG.
MG08?
Oh. I could try to I'll send it to you through Twitter, but it's basically it's like one of the other Black Ops 2 LMGs.
What ones were in BO2? Yeah, the RPD, the hammer.
RPD, hammer, LSAT, the MK something. It looks like an M249 saw. But like futuristic.
talk about multiplayer
The
as well.
M29
I thought we were talking just zombies.
They should have added more multiplayer guns, and I also sent you the image of what the gun looks like on Twitter. It looks like the weird Type 25, but
Oh, that gun. The LSW.
like they should have
I
had that
believe it
in
was
like
called.
Transit, like because
Jack,
look
just
at
for
like a
reference,
lot
we're
of
talking about
the
this gun
Victus
here.
maps, and they really needed a lot of the Black Ops 2 guns, like the LSW, the Scar, the SWAT. They literally needed like all the firepower they can get because Transit would have been interesting. No, let's keep the M27 on Nuketown because we're lazy.
I would also say, just in general, make Transit more open as well. Like make it feel like that open world like Zombies experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still going towards the whole like classic feel, like needing to open up doors, need to get points, get weapons from the mystery box, etc. Shit like stuff like that.
I have a kind of like a random question to ask about Transit. You guys did you guys hate Transit on launch, or did you hate it like after Origins was launched, and you guys like, wow, Transit sucks after like everyone played Origins? A lot of people.
Everybody realized that Transit was pretty bad at like a month or two after it was like the game came out.
2 weeks after it came.
Yeah, something like that. Like it was really soon. People realized like, wow, this map is terrible.
The first time people realized zombie maps could be awful for once.
Yeah.
I think with the Transit remake, right? The way I could see it is that for one thing, the bus. They need to rework the bus. You need to be able to call the bus at each location, and also tell it when to go and when to stop. In terms of map layout, I haven't really got an issue, but I think remove the fog, remove a lot of the lava, and just have the whole thing as like playable areas. And give it a more aesthetic theme, like rather than just be plain and boring. Like just give it.
I think it needed like a 50s theme, because you're looking at the diner, it has that 50s aesthetic.
Yeah, definitely. Like essentially, like Spike was saying, like a Shadows of Evil theme.
Yeah.
I mean, Shadows of Evil was like the 1940s, but like when you look at the 50s, anything from the 50s era was badass. That's why Alpha Omega was so cool.
The 50s.
That 50s,
yeah.
60s or 50s music.
Yep.
Like, put something like that into a Zombies map, and I'm totally game.
Yeah.
So that's basically that's how I would see it being reworked. Like but to be fair though, like all of this stuff, it's possible. They can easily do it. Will they? I'm gonna say no. I reckon they'll just give us a remaster and that's it. They're just like, here you go, here's your remaster, shut your faces, you got it.
I mean, here's the thing: a Transit remaster after BO3 wouldn't be that bad, because you saw in BO3 they just added unnecessary wall weapons that were never in the original map. Like, the KN-44 on Ascension, where like the rocket is, like that was never there. But if they do that for Transit, I'll be kind of happy.
They need a goddamn they need a gun or two in town.
Maybe 3.
Give me an A94 and I'm in.
I think 3's a bit too much.
Just put the Bowie knife in there.
Well, yeah, just have it like a KN or something. Like have a KN there. That's all they need to do. They need to put one gun on the town, just so then when you get to that final destination, you've got something to work with. They're like, no, we're gonna give you Pack-a-Punch, we're gonna give you Semtexes, we're gonna give you Stamina Up and Juggernog, but that's all you're gonna get, mate. You want a gun? Go back to Bus Depot. Like,
yeah.
Okay then.
Are we talking about the BO3 KN or the BO4 KN?
BO3.
I was gonna say BO3. Yeah.
But the BO4 KN's better.
Yeah. Can argue. I'm just gonna agree with that.
They both feel the same to me, if I'm being truly honest.
Dude, the KN in BO4 is so much stronger. Like, it's so strong. Like, am I the only one that feels like that they put so much love into the secondaries and ARs in the BO4, but like not like nothing else?
Don't talk about the Welling. No, that gun. Secondary was terrible.
Dude, the fuck. What map is it? Is it the Europa custom map where the Welling's in it too?
I
I
I'm
think
not,
yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so. I think
I haven't
so.
looked at a
Might
Leviathan.
be. I haven't.
No, it's the no. It's the custom map that Lex played. It's that it's like that cave one. Have you guys seen that?
Is it
Oh,
That's
bugger!
gonna come
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
I don't know. I haven't watched Lex.
Yeah,
like,
he
live
was using the
streamings on
Welling,
that
and it was
yet.
actually like really good.
Yeah, it was so fucking good.
It's the one that's about to be released, right? By
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot who the mapper is.
Forgot what the map was called.
It starts
But
with
like
a,
it's a
he starts with a V. Like
yeah, but it looks like a really good map. It has so much potential.
it looks good. Like super good.
Yeah.
Like the environment looks like top notch graphic. It looks
Yeah,
really nice.
and there's also some like cool stuff about it too. We'll talk we'll talk more about it once that gets released in like a future episode or something.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I know the map.
Today we got
Oh god.
Kyle, you're gonna laugh at what I'm gonna say now. It's like I can't wait for like the Transit remake if it ever happens to get released and they don't have the 1911 and Zombie who just gets really triggered.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
imagine.
Let's just talk. Zombie Who and his love for the 1911.
For the Bloodhound and the Mauser over the 1911.
Bro, I take the Strife over those. I could get to around
Yeah, that's
fucking
fair.
50 easily with a Strife.
Yeah, they made that one a good one.
When the Mog
Yeah.
was remember when the Mog was the crush like starting weapon and then they nerfed it so bad to the point where I was like, this gun's awful.
Yep.
I never liked the Mog, to be honest.
It was like an accurate shotgun, but the damage drop off by like the 20s was just embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I never liked the Mog. I liked the Mog, but I just never like for me, I'm always efficient with lower rounds, so that's why I always run the Strife no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless like we're doing a starting room challenge, we're there for like for strength there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, I always run the Strife.
The Mog used to be my go-to for starting weapons, but then
Still
like, now I just use this. Now I just use the Strife. I just use the Strife all the time.
You could use it the whole way through on 9.
You can. You literally can.
That's like a Strife is literally a crush weapon on 9.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't
I
have an
said,
issue
they
with that.
put a lot of love into the secondaries in BO4.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
What they gotta do is in the next game, they gotta like have like a lot of like the pistols in like the next zombies to like be like, you know, you can have this as a starting weapon, but each of them have it as their own upgraded path. Like one's like the Mauser, the other one's the 1911, and the other one could, you know, I don't know. But there's also one thing that Treyarch needs to do in their next zombies game, and it's like when you put attachments on your gun, it's not on your default weapon for, you know, when you first get it. You have to, like when you upgrade your gun, it has all the attachments you put on it in your loadout. So like you feel like your gun's getting upgraded.
I can
I
see where
mean,
you're coming from.
Because
Yeah,
you
I
know
see what you mean. Like it's like basically what you're saying is like make it where like so like I know that stuff comes back, but you don't get those attachments until you pack a punch it, and then when you do pack a punch it, you get that that punch.
Like I don't understand why they haven't done that yet. I'm like, dude, like you actually they actually could do like a damn good job with it.
That would be
No, like let's be lazy. Only $25 to ship this like game, so screw it.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm actually, this has probably been the thing I've been most interested to get into. And because my new PC's coming tomorrow, and Friday I'm doing an 11-hour custom zombie stream. But I want to know from you guys, if you were to design your own custom zombies map on BO3, what exactly would you do in terms of like design, in terms of theme, in terms of layout, in terms of weapons, in terms of everything? What would you do? I'm gonna start this time with Spike.
I'd say it would be like a really cool idea to bring a Gears of War map to like as a custom zombies map with Gears of War weapons. So I always thought that would be such like a cool idea.
Oh man, I'm another Gears fan, and I kind of agree with this, but I did not see that coming.
Like I'd say for one example, I think that'd be a pretty cool zombies map. It's like the Gears 3 map checkout. Like the starting room could be one of the the cog spawn or like the locust spawn, and from there like the barriers could be like I think it'd be such a cool idea. And like plus like there's like so many like good areas that you could train to if you like depending if you like change like some layouts and stuff like that from like or like removing pieces of cover that are usually there or not, or like just having different kind of debris in the way.
Yeah.
But like it'd be really cool, and too like with having like Gears of War weapons too, like the Lancer, like that'd be really cool to fucking mow down zombies with, like using the chainsaw on it. It'd be really dope.
Boss, right?
You know what? I really like the sound of that. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the sound of that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'd say actually like surprisingly, this like I will say this is one of the I fucking hate this one. I hate this map in any Gears game, but I think Blood Drive would be a really cool like zombies map as well.
Drive's a great Gears map. What are you talking about?
Dude, it's such a fucking Lancer fest. It's so boring, especially on Guardian.
Dude, I'm a Blood Drive fan, and I like
one of a kind, buddy. One of a fucking kind.
I'm also the guy that wants River to come back in Gears 5, but that'll never happen.
No, it will happen. Fucking Dana's definitely teased it quite a bit, and then everyone's like, hopefully,
If it does come back, I will literally like play that map in a heartbeat for Horde or multiplayer. Map is awesome.
I'm at the point now where I'm literally gonna avoid Blood Drive like it's the fucking plague right now.
Now, if they add back Overpass like Spike, you're gonna have a stroke.
Oh yeah, Overpass is definitely up there for one of the worst maps ever created in Gears.
Drive isn't even that bad. Like it's like because it's designed well, but you look at Overpass, it's like somebody was on some type of methamphetamine.
Yeah, like Blood Drive, it's designed well. It's just that the way that people played is so fucking horrible. But Overpass, dear Christ, Epic Games, what the fuck were y'all thinking?
Thank you, Cliff Blazinski, you fat turd.
You fucking gunt.
Jesus.
Anyways, that's enough of me rambling.
Okay.
It won't be the last.
Okay. Kyle, what about you?
I was thinking like maybe something on the line of like, because I like Far Cry, like the Far Cry series, like Far Cry 3 or even Blood Dragon, like a cyberpunk theme, or like a really like dope ass like tropical island kind of map. I know that's been kind of sort of done in like some custom maps, like I think Last Man Standing they did one that was like an island map, but expand that and kind of like Far Cry 3, how I felt that game was like really engaging, just like Blood Dragon. You just really feel like you're in that environment. I think that'd be really neat. Just that concept would be cool to make that like a and like a size of the map, like make it a decent size map. I guess maybe not make it Leviathan big. I don't know. I don't mind Leviathan. That's a really big map, but maybe make it like in between that. Don't make it really small, but don't make it really big. Maybe with the island when you might want to make it just a little bigger, but
yeah.
And then just I'm not too sure really with weapons and stuff, but but that's really kind of the gist of what I would like to see. That'd be really interesting.
Okay, that sounds like a cool idea. I think you can get a little taste of a cyberpunk theme with Origins.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's more steampunk, but it's kind of like on the same level. Like, it's that mechanical feeling, so to say. And so that gives you a good taste of it. Imagine, imagine a whole map like that. That sounds pretty cool.
Like a neon, just like, it'd be sort of, I guess, like Spaceland in a way, but, with the neon lights and, like, it would just be more, it wouldn't be a theme park, but it'd be, just like a city, more cyberpunk, with the colors and all. That'd be pretty.
Can we get a yikes in chat for Spaceland?
Uh oh. What'd they say? Did I send them off?
To be honest, I have no idea. I'm kind of flickering backwards and forwards on chat, and I have no idea what they're on about.
I don't either. They're way off.
They're way off.
Somewhere else.
Anyways, Mike, what about you? How would you design a custom map?
Fuck you.
Sorry, I had to pull that one. This is like so. I think when Spike was talking about those are war maps. Like, you remember the map Escalation that was like at the Phoenix house?
Yeah, that one could be a really good one too.
I would take that like similar layout to that map, but I'd add its own theme to it, where it's like somewhat in like the 1960s, sort of like in the Pentagon, like, you know, like Vietnam era. What I would do is I'd add like the World at War and Black Ops 1 weapons in there, and I'd add like a sawed-off shotgun as like the crush weapon of that map.
Yeah, the BO3 sawed-off. Yeah, I mean not the BO3, the Gears of War 3 sawed-off shotgun.
No, not the Gears of War sawed-off. I'm talking about Ash Williams sawed-off shotgun from Evil Dead. That's where I'm coming from. Like,
I'll get Mike started on Evil
like
Dead.
Zombie, who's like an Evil Dead fan, and so am I. But like, literally, like the thing in Zombies I love is literally holding out in a spot, and literally having team coordinated plans. Kind of, it's like, you know how like you play the Gorod Krovi like lockdown sequence, so you have 2 players on the ground, like, you know, shooting, and you have like 1 guy or 2 guys sniping from above. I want something like that where there's a mounted turret on the top of Escalation. You're firing down at the zombies like crawling their way up. Like, 1 guy's in a tower sniping, you know, zombies that are coming from behind, like they're trying to attack you from behind. Like, add like that.
Yeah.
Like, add like a little holdout map for something like that, which I've seen a lot of custom maps do. But if you ever did that in an official title,
make it where like you spawn at like sniper, like down the hill at sniper spawn, and then you have to make your way up.
Remember, all right,
pack punches at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I know you guys have been around the community a while, but does anyone remember the World at War custom map Dead Sand Elite?
No, I never.
It sounds familiar.
It was like the World at War Zombies map that was like took place on D-Day, and it was like 2 players spawned on like this beach, and 2 other players spawned on the top of the the MG42 spawns.
Yeah,
really do something like that. That was awesome.
Yeah, so it's literally
Wait,
like,
are you
it's
talking
like
about
a
the first ever
basically.
custom zombies map on World at War?
That's
Like, I'm pretty sure that's like was that the first cover custom zombies map? I'm not sure, but like that was like the one of the first, like literally just it was like the zombies had blue eyes before Richtofen had blue eyes, or
Yeah. That's the first ever custom zombies map ever
no,
made.
I didn't know. I always heard it was like the first, but I didn't know it was the first. That was like before Derice Pack Punch came out, or like was that like? I was like, this stuff was like revolutionary to play.
Yeah, that was like when Noct was like the only thing.
The map, like literally, like if they ever like took that concept, the map was deployable turrets, like on the mounted turrets on that map, are like smart.
Yeah.
I literally want like a map that's like that, where you could literally like have zombies that are like trying to like, you know, attack you from the bottom, but you could have some guy down there just kill them all.
Yeah.
I wanted that map. I wanted to play that map, and I realized it was on PC, and I was like, I'm never gonna play it.
I mean, like, being truthful, that kind of shit, it can work. It can easily work, and you are literally, it literally feels like a hold off map, but you feel like you're in a war, so to say.
What's a zombies map that felt like sort of like God Krovi with the Stalingrad chaos going on? But when you really think about, like, if you're holding up on there, imagine like an Easter egg step where you're just holding off like one location, and like a bunch of boss zombies try to come, like a panzer spawn to the bottom of Escalation, and it's just running its way back up, and you have to just destroy before it hooks you up. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. I would love to see that. Definitely.
Or like you guys know that one like defensive map where it was remade in BO3 as well. Like Noah streamed it like a few times where like you had to protect this base, and like it was time based too, so like there was no rounds as well. And if zombies got into the base, it would instantly end the game. You guys know what map I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I want something like that, but like they have to destroy something like Mike, for example, like Overrun, something like Overrun from Judgment.
Yes. Wish I played Overrun, but I stopped playing Gears Judgment because that game was cheeks. But I think Overrun,
Yeah,
that concept was like, it was good.
yeah, that concept was insanely good. Like they had something going there.
Like if you go on my Lego Instagram, I have like a bunch of like cool like Gears of War characters made in Lego, but like Overrun is sick.
Yeah.
Bummed it never came back, but hey, at least like
And you never know, there is potential for it to possibly come back in 5, but we'll
You
have to
never
wait
know.
and see.
You never know.
mm.
Okay. All right. Now let's get into topic time. So, Pete says mid-July and no news about COD. Mid-July and no news about the new COD yet. What are your thoughts on it now?
Not surprised.
I'm talking about like any reveal trailer, like any footage.
Just anything like on it.
Honestly, I'm not even like upset. I kind of just don't care because at least like I'm still playing zombies, and I'm like, because since there's nothing to get excited about, I'm not like hyping up and like, hi guys, Mr. Dalek JT here, and World at War is getting remastered. Like I'm not like trying to clickbait
Not
idiots.
like that.
I'm just patiently waiting because they said it's like really ready to come out, and I'm like, whatever they're doing, the game is probably gonna be really shit.
Yeah.
And if it's bad, I'm not gonna be shocked. I'll be like, okay, we saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if like day one there's like a fuck ton of bugs. Would not be surprised at all.
I don't know, hear Milo or Noah J cry like little babies. What trick? You have to fix your game. Like, buddy, they had 2 years to develop it. You guys should shut up. You don't know anything about game design.
They didn't even have a year to make this next game, actually.
Yeah, because like Sledgehammer got booted off, and they're like, everyone's like, we gotta all hands have to be on deck for this next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what they had to do. Like they were in there within moments. They're just like, right, okay, step off. We're dealing with this shit now.
Really
But-
should have just. I feel like they should have just built off of BO3. And that was it. They should have just added in new updates and new maps because like, wouldn't have been bummed by it because like they could have built it off and made like new weapons like. Instead of like taking away Jug, you could have just built like Blood of the Dead with the original perk system in mind.
I had this like idea where like if they were to like somehow mix the BO3 engine, the BO4 engine to be one, I think that'd be like a really good like a good engine because I prefer the movement system in BO4 over BO3, and like I just generally prefer things over in each game than the other. But like if you were just like to mix those things together, I think that'd be like maybe the perfect zombies game.
Yeah, 3 still has the best maps in any zombies game. If you tell me BO2 is better, I will like spite upon you. Be like, no,
Dang.
and laugh in the
BO2
corner.
BO2 only has 2 good maps.
I agree with you on that.
But in terms of like the news, I'm not surprised only because we found out from Jason Schreier that the reveal isn't coming anytime soon, and this was also the PlayStation reveal. So I'm not surprised. I think it's just it's pretty much a case of we're gonna get it when we're gonna get it, and that might not be. It's looking like maybe 2 months before the game launches, which is like no time at all if you really think about it.
Yeah.
If they like rush,
Like,
if
we're
zombies
supposed-
is broken, I'll be like, yeah, what? Like I didn't see this coming, but I was like ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like we should be having the beta by now. Like we should literally be playing the beta for this game.
Yep, I agree. But and again, I'm not gonna be surprised if a beta doesn't happen.
Like if I'm just gonna call if there's like a dead of the night like problem where like people are playing the COD game early and everyone's like, what the hell? They do that, I will be laughing so bad, being like, oh man, like overhyped Call of Duty games. You need to understand, like once like they're at their peak, they will never be able to reach that again.
Yeah.
Because after I think when Dead of the Night was like launched, I knew I was like, yeah, something's wrong.
There had to been other things like within the studio during BO4's like development. There had to been other things that like it could have just been that they were lazy. No, that's never a fucking excuse for a dev studio to just simply quote unquote fail at their project for their game. There's no excuse of them just being lazy. There's other things that happen within the studio where it could literally be anything, but it's never laziness.
Tim Blundell sneezed on a controller and everything got delayed.
Oh Lord.
And there you
You
go.
never know, man.
The stuff I say is dumb, but and the stuff I say that is dumb makes sense at one point.
At some point or another, you know.
Al, are you surprised about the no marketing, the new Call of Duty, or
If I'm being
Yeah,
tr-
I think it's not going to come out for some time now. I really believe it may be 2021. Possibly. I don't know. I'm just thinking with only finding those like that alpha like whatever test gaming leak that came out. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it's way off. I don't know if it's anytime soon.
They did say in their conference call, like Activision's conference call, that the game is coming out in this year.
Okay, so they did confirm that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm just gonna say it's gonna suck.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm ready for it to be a train wreck, like the train crash on World War II. But like, if it's like worse than that, if it's Fallout 76 levels of disaster, I'm gonna be shocked.
That'd be a big yikes.
Yeah, hopefully it's not. Ugh,
Like,
bad,
remember in the
bad.
SpongeBob episode when that like customer goes up to Plankton, he's like, "Do you think this is funny?" He's like, "Do you mind telling me what the hell is wrong with this patty?" And it's like, "Oh, what? Just a regular Krabby?" Oh my goodness! That's when I heard Fallout was like 76's bad reviews. Like, it can't be that bad. Oh my god,
oh my, yes,
It was
is.
that bad.
Pretty bad. Epically.
it's worse than what I thought. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I watched Angry Joe's like dissection of
That review had me crying because I saw the bugs. I was like, wow, I don't think Call of Duty would be this incompetent over their game.
There was a guy that experienced over 1,000 glitches in Fallout 76. That video is like 6 hours long, and those were the only bugs that he experienced himself.
After that, Bethesda just like lost like all. I think everyone lost respect for Bethesda at that moment.
For real.
And then they're gonna relaunch Skyrim.
I'm not even a fan of Fallout because I think the Fallout games are pretty damn boring to me. But like, Jesus, you can't be that bad at making a game. Good God.
Well,
They just won't give up on their engine. That's the thing. Like their engine is so outdated.
I mean, you look at Black Ops 4. Everyone could say the same thing, but at least with like Black Ops 4, the engine in BO4 is like somewhat good.
At least it works.
Yep.
Man, Bethesda, we loved you once and now we hate you. My studio. Hashtag.
All right.
Not my studio.
Speaking of BO4, Easton asks if you could pick only one map to be brought into if you could pick only one BO4 map to be brought into BO3, which one would you choose?
Blood of the Dead.
I knew you were gonna say
Oh crap. Actually, very hard.
I'm between two maps.
I want to say like Alpha Omega, but the problem with Alpha is that like you kind of need like some of the BO4 systems because like you go down during like the Avogadro boss fight, you're basically toast because of how like fast the zombies like attack you in BO3. If I know
that is true, yeah.
One thing, Blood of the Dead was meant for BO3. Like you could tell. I'm gonna say it right now, Blood of the Dead has the worst starting room of all time because you leave that room, you never coming back. If they had quick revive in it, I understand, but good Christ, there's nothing on Blood of the Dead. There's not enough perk machine pickup. There's not enough perk machines. And literally, if you had like stamina up or jug, like if you had like all the original mob perks in their original locations, that'd be good.
I'd say that I want to challenge someone to remake the entirety of Blood of the Dead in a custom Zombies map for BO3, and just to basically just do what they like with like just like perk locations and shit like that. That's what I want to see.
Think if someone's, I almost said I don't think Togg or Toten should be BO3 material because escort mission is literally like impossible without BO4.
Yeah.
I think Rizzo said it on the live stream. He's like, because you had Jug and you go down, you are friggin' doomed.
Yeah.
You know what? He's not
plus,
wrong.
if you put Alpha Omega on BO3, the only perk that would be new on the map would be Perception, and that's it.
That's true.
Perception is actually like it's kind of underrated, if I'm being honest.
Death Perception is a noob's fucking perk. Like if they're just like they just don't have that awareness.
Yeah, but at the same time, you really do need like Death Perception on that map.
I've never have ever used Death Perception.
I think it's if they mix that with Vulture Raid, they're in for a good treat.
See, out of all the maps, I was between two, but now I'm actually leaning more towards one of them. If I had to pick, if I was forced to pick one, I would honestly pick Ancient Evil.
I knew you were gonna pick a Chaos map.
I think Ancient Evil would work insanely well on BO3's engine.
Maybe I'm not sure. I think Chaos was meant for BO4, but I can understand that like view.
So
I just don't like Chaos.
I'd say Ancient Evil. That'd be my choice.
What about you, buddy?
I think I agree with Spike. I think I say Blood just because I would have liked Mob to been in Chronicles, and that was like such a big thing. I was like, yes, let's get Mob. But then they're like, no, we'll hold that for a later, something special. I was like, yeah, now we found out.
And they failed.
So
I wouldn't say they failed, Mike.
No, but I'm saying like when it came to the Easter egg, I literally was just like, how the hell? Who thought this was good for retail? The gameplay, but the Easter egg itself, like somebody must have been on drugs.
Here's one thing. I think people fail there's one thing that people look at Blood of the Dead for is this is their biggest mistake that they do. They look at Blood of the Dead as a second Mob of the Dead, right? I look at it as its own map. Like just picture it as its own map. Do not think of Mob of the Dead whatsoever.
Picture when I think about it with Mob, I get angry because you look at Classified, they didn't block off any old areas. They literally just expanded upon it. When you look at Blood, they took out like the little like tunnel like leading to the part for the plane on the spiral staircase. Like, why did they remove that? And also why is half of the roof cut off? Like that's just why?
It's still a good. It's actually with them cutting half of that roof off. They made it into like one of the best training spots on that map.
Yeah, but why? Well, I don't know why they cut it off. I just thought that was dumb.
I never understood why they took out the
time
Golden Gate
constraints. Just like something within Studio.
I would say as its own map, it's pretty good. But like when I was playing that map casually for Dark Matter, I didn't even get the Hell's Retriever, and the map is like I define as a good map is buying all the if you unlocking the entire map or whatever for what you need to get is a good map in my eyes. But with Blood, I don't even buy the door to the warden's house. I don't even buy some doors. That's how like worthless it is. I mean, you get the Titan.
I'd say Blood did extremely well what they did. Like they focused heavily on story with BO4. Obviously, that is no secret whatsoever. I think they did a hell of a job in my opinion.
Can I tell you something? The story in the gameplay on Mob is pretty obvious because I was playing Mob like a while ago, and I noticed the gondola time on the gondola is like 10 seconds. But on Blood, it's like 20 seconds, and it's just the character giving out story details. And I even told the zombie, I was like, bro, you just extended the gondola time so characters can give out quotes. It's just a little bit like
Are you
odd.
talking about the travel time from like the from up
To the-
top to the docks?
I know they extended it, and I was just like, that's a. I don't hate it, but why?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cooldown.
Not the cooldown, like the travel time is like they're like, man, I don't want the warden cutting the gondola strings. That'd be sad. Like, just painfully obvious.
I never noticed a difference personally.
I noticed it. And it's kind of confusing.
I think it's. I know exactly what you mean, and I think that's mainly because they obviously with the engine and the upgraded consoles, they were able to properly expand it to the actual island size, and that's basically what they did in Blood. Whereas Mob, obviously, they had to shrink it due to hardware limitations, and so that's where that's come from.
All right, so yeah, Blood of the Dead is like meant to be more realistic in terms of size,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
What you're saying, Jack?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I get actually honestly in Blood of the Dead I feel more of that size where like I'm on an island, where in Mob I feel like everything feels small.
I think that is mostly because of the upgraded graphics and everything.
Yeah.
Which I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Before we end out the podcast here, I just want to quickly showcase this. I'm going to switch to our podcast. Oh no, wrong one. That one there, and showcase this. So, guys, this is basically Mike's Instagram. Mike's Photos 935.
Wait, is that like on the YouTube thing, or are you gonna like show it like on the Discord?
I'm showing it on the YouTube right now.
We're showing it to everybody.
Hold on, I'm gonna load up the video. So hold on.
He does his own like little Lego bits, and like I'm pretty sure you guys. Oh yeah, I need to log in. Damn it! I think pretty sure you can recognize these guys, the Origins crew.
Yeah.
And he's got some really good ones on here. I like these.
Yeah, the res.
Just like scroll down. There's like Frank West, Logan, Superman. Like a lot. There's like some zombie stuff that like in there, like the Origins loading screen.
Yep.
There.
You got Mob of the Dead there.
It keeps scrolling down. It gets a lot better.
Yeah, I think you might be slightly behind on stream.
Yeah. Like, what else is there? There's a lot of like good ones. There's like Doctor Strange and Tobey Maguire. Like a good Mob post.
For crying out loud. Login to continue. Is y'all for real? Okay, well I'm switching. Give me 2 seconds to chat. I ain't showing my. Can't remember what my.
Oh yeah, there's also one with like Great War Richtofen with the Wonderwaff.
Gonna log me in. Sorry, there we go. Okay, right. Sorry, I had to get rid of that. Okay, so we saw Mob, which actually like that's a very cool one. I'm trying to find, but you got some really cool ones on here. I like that. Oh, I like this one. Yeah. The guy on the beach.
Is it a Takio?
You got
I think it was Aquaman.
Nikolai with double tap. I'm presuming that's very cool.
Yeah.
Got PPSH guy. What's that? Richtofen and Nikolai. MB40 PPSH. Dempsey. Oh, that's Dempsey.
There's also one with Marcus Phoenix with like the Lancer. I'm telling you right now, like my cousin had to go through like a bunch of ways to get that stuff because that stuff was like cost euros.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there he is. Richtofen with the Wonderwaff.
Wonderwaff cost $50.
You got loads here, dude. Holy shit.
I call myself the Sam Raimi and Frank West of photography. Yeah. I do it at a very cheap price, $0, and I just use my iPhone.
Oh, it's Victus. I've seen that. That's very cool.
I have one thing I've always wanted to do a buried post, but it's like that stuff is really tricky to do because how like how hard buried is.
Origins.
We've also so Spike, when you're talking about the two best maps in BO2 before, I agree with you. Mob of the Dead and Buried are the best maps in Black Ops 2.
I'm gonna leave this call because you're so fucking wrong.
What? How come you hate Buried?
It literally holds your hand the whole fucking time. There's zero challenge to it whatsoever.
Did you ever try thinking of playing it hard without
That's actually impossible.
It
There's
is
no
possible.
way you can.
Simple. Just stay up in the spawn room until like round 6. Go down there. Don't use Leroy for everything, and just try to buy whatever doors you can.
But then you can, just get the wall. Like you can get the LSAT wall buy. You can do some movement shit where you're able to stay in the spawn room with the LSAT. And if you create a new account, you can get the perma perk with the ray gun.
Okay,
There's so much hand holding. It's annoying.
There's also a bunch of other ways. You don't have to camp in Jug. You could also camp in the courthouse or you can camp at Vulture. You could literally camp in like spots that nobody would think of camping in.
But it's still so easy.
It's still better than some of the maps on BO4. Better than Dead of the Night and Ancient Evil.
I'd play fucking Dead of the Night over Buried any day.
I will say though, if you ever talk about the Buried Easter egg, I will literally stay quiet because I know that Easter egg is terrible. But with gameplay, literally like, don't deny that the Remington New Model Army, like when you get that gun, you think of Django Unchained revolver. It's awesome.
Is that a movie reference? Because I don't know it.
Oh, it's a movie reference, all right, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm not a movie guy, so I wouldn't know.
Buried is literally like, it's still better than Die Rise and I'm gonna say right now, like, because with Origins, and I know I'm kind of overstating this podcast, but Origins is literally like a map that everyone liked, but when I play it back, I'm like, yeah, this map is not well made. Like when it came to the hitting system and like setting up, because you played solo, you're gonna have a tumor, like trying to have fun.
Origins was made for the BO3 engine, 100%.
Oh yeah,
It was meant for BO2.
Mob of the Dead was meant for BO2. Like I know that for a fact, because if you put it on BO3, it would be like despised upon because of the since the zombies are all bunched into one giant group and they clip through. It really was meant for the engine.
Yeah, and plus with Origins, and why it was. This is what people don't realize. Why it was so good for BO2 is that it was so good for it as a technical advancement, because it's so huge and it's so well optimized for where you just don't notice like it's if you feel immersed for most of the time, where you don't feel like this is a zombies game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like playing Origins solo is just like once you get. I remember once I got like the last staff, I literally wanted to turn the game off. I was like, this is actually like brain draining. Like,
yeah, it's a bit of a chore, but I think they did better with it in BO3 and in Zombie Chronicles.
I have a question, Spike. Do you watch J.R. Rizzo by any chance?
I did. I watched his reviews for a while, but there's nothing in anything that he's posted that interests me.
You want to avoid your despair review?
I think I have.
I was gonna say.
I can't remember though.
Watch his Buried review.
No, like I've only like watched like very few of his reviews.
I want you to watch his Buried review, and here's the thing: if you think Buried is easy, you gotta understand like a lot of people like it because it is easy. But like if you hate it because it's easy, like I think you could like literally look at it and just do 2-box challenges and like try to make it hard, because Buried is not like the worst map ever made. It's what End of the Night, Nuketown Zombies, and Transit was for.
I think Buried gameplay wise could be better, but the reason why I actually like Buried is because of the setting. Like I'm a big fan
Wild
I'm
West.
a big fan of Western films, always have been, and it's why I'm actually very, very, very excited to play Wanted, the custom map.
Yeah.
Like that to me, I watched Lex play that, right? That to me is spot on for what I picture a Wild Wild West zombies map to be. And I freaking love the aesthetic of it. It's beautiful.
I'd say the only thing that Buried has the only thing that it has going for it is the setting, obviously.
Yeah.
And
What about Vulture?
Vulture could be better.
Don't you gotta at least admit that like placing your own wall weapons is pretty goddamn revolutionary for Buried, because
That was pretty neat. I'd say that was a pretty ambitious idea.
I think what they
But
Perk
they
they
don't only work on that map.
I think they need like more maps like Buried where you could literally play it however you want.
That's
like-
what BO4 was meant to be. But
And then but then everybody hated it because they took out Jug. But I look at it as who cares? Like we have better perks right now because also like with Buried, I'm gonna say it personally. I love a lot of the stuff they have in Buried. The only issue I have is like it's something with BO2. I wish they had special rounds, but like, play like Transit. There's no dog rounds. Die Rise. I'm
Yeah.
not going to talk about those jumping jacks, but
the
Really
only
ju-
thing that Die Rise has going for it is Who's Who.
oh no, no.
Dude, come on. Who's Who is one of the best perks ever made.
Oh god, no. Like
Now
like,
I need
can
to leave
underst-
this fucking call.
Like, okay, guys, here. Think about this, all right? Mom of the Dead has Who's Who.
I think it'd be an even worse situation because of how tight Mob of the Dead is.
Well,
So
no,
they
I'm
take out-
I'm not saying imagine Mom of the Dead with Who's Who. I'm saying Mom of the Dead does have Who's Who because of
Well,
Afterlife.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
I think Dying Wish is like literally what Who's Who should have been. It's
No,
like,
I
that's
say
why-
Who's Who should be what it is now, but like obviously with improvements. Like
Yeah, it can
Well,
be
obviously
exactly.
starting out
If
with
you-
only a pistol was
if you
pretty
give it-
shitty.
if you give it the Berserk mode like they did with
Yeah.
Dying Wish, you have like a good perk going for it, but it really does not work at all in Die Rise. It is terrible.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
and I always have said put it on a different map and it'd be good.
Yep.
Don't get me started on the PhD flop patrol because like when I saw that I was like, Jimmy Zielinski, I really want to sucker punch you
They
so
need
bad.
to give you something that's not the starting pistol.
Yeah,
but
like
look at the weapons you
at
have.
least an
That would-
SMG, at least an SMG or an upgraded pistol like the Mauser.
That's
Shoot,
the only problem I have with Who's Who.
it was garbage as hell, but
It's just
Die Rise. What Die Rise really needs. Because I remember when Transit came out, they literally took out like Mule Kick, Deadshot, and PhD, and they literally just Stamina up and Tombstone. And I'm like, why the downgrade like that? I played Nuketown Zombies, and I'm like wondering, this map really did need Deadshot and PhD Flopper, and the map would have been perfect. Oh,
Zelensky, in my opinion, honestly ruined BO2.
checked out, honestly. Like, I think when Buried, he was like, screw it, I'm making this map fun for everybody. And he ended up making it his last good send-off, considering how, I don't know. He botched Transit, he really he messed up Die Rise, and then Blundell was like, I gotta put Black Ops 2 in a, whatchamacallit, on crutches right now, because
Like, he literally said this before.
Nope.
oh
Oh no,
Oh.
I think it's phones.
yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the problem is when his phone overheats.
Mm-hmm.
overheats. I never knew that.
Yeah, with
Huh.
this word running.
Yeah, told you.
And he left.
There it is. There it is.
He's back.
Oh, quick.
Back.
There we go. It froze.
As you were saying, like in BO2, he said, "See it."
Like he saved like BO2 zombies with Mom of the Dead and Origins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I was talking about this with Kyle the other day, and I was thinking to myself, you know, in the buried cutscenes, they had like a bunch of areas that were going to like. There's that one cutscene where they were like, you know, in the water,
Yeah.
like, fighting off zombies. That should have been like a map that could have led into Die Rise or into Buried, because like, it's cool.
Maybe what that could have been that cutscene was hinting at is that those were supposed to be maps if Zelensky was still going to be the director.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, there
I
you
don't
go.
know. Comes to Zombies is a big mystery.
Oh yeah. Huge mystery that at this point now we won't get any answers since it's so old and probably most of the devs that originally worked on those maps are not there anymore or either just don't remember those times.
Yeah.
Best like thing that BO2 at least did was like I heard there was a rumor that Buried was supposed to be in like a New York City sewer system.
That is
Really?
fucking weird.
That is so weird.
It was like it was like conceptually like supposed to be like I think they had like the layout design, but they didn't make it like they didn't add in the Wild West theme yet.
Wait, New York sewer system, isn't that basically Shaolin Shuffle?
That's what I was about to say. That's
Yeah,
all.
so, but I think they had its like own little twist on it.
The boomer fucking Shaolin Shuffle.
I saw the Shaolin Shuffle trailer. I wanted to just like that gave me more of an excuse to not even play IW. 'Cause that looked-
I gave IW a chance and I fucking hated it. I wish I didn't give it a chance.
the game is you. It's like, oh god, I gotta say something else. When I play Die Rise, at least I get some enjoyment out of that map for like the first 25 rounds, and then after that, I'm like, I'm satisfied.
There's zero enjoyment in IW Zombies. There's just none.
I don't want to hear anybody say, "Oh, it was designed for fun," but like when you play that map and you hear Poindexter being like, "This is the Big Apple. It's rotten to the core." I wanted to just seppuku after hearing that, like from the trailer. Good crap, that was stupid.
What about the skater zombies, Mike?
Oh no, the roller skating divas aren't annoying, but after seeing those ninja zombies, what the hell?
A lot of people hate those.
Saw those, I was like, what is... IW just doesn't understand fun anymore.
Whoa, bold.
They're like, oh yeah, if you're gonna say bold, but then you realize they made like Spec Ops and Modern Warfare, I don't want to hear anybody like defend IW because I heard Spec Ops is rash.
It's so fucking difficult. Like, here's the thing, like, right, like, it's okay. So if anyone wanted to make a game where like they want to cater to a new audience, a newer audience, a younger audience, but for some fucking reason they want to add skill-based matchmaking so they can protect those newer players. So at the same time, they're trying to make a game that is catered to a new audience, but also a competitive game without a competitive mode. Modern Warfare has a fucking identity crisis.
At least Warzone saved it, if I'm being honest.
I find Warzone extremely boring to watch.
It's very like when you play it, like it is intimidating as hell.
When you play
I also don't like the engine either. I find the engine really fucking terrible.
I find it clunky.
I don't know.
It's very clunky, and I just don't like it.
I gotta give you credit. Like I respect you for hating on BO2, but like there's one thing that's like a little bit worse than BO2, and a lot of people are gonna be annoyed with me. It's World at War's engine. The World at War engine for the time was good, but when I play it now, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's so fucking bad.
Yeah, but that's because of all like the upgraded engines that we've had since World of Wars. Like you can.
Yeah,
really
but like
tell
when
the
you look at
difference.
BO2, like the BO2 hitting speeds is bad, but like the zombies and hitting in World at War is horrendous. Oh god.
Hey ho. Okay, all right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the ZombSquad Podcast. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you to everyone who came out. And thank you very much to my co-host, Carl and Spike. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you to our guest, Mike, as well. It's absolutely a pleasure having you on, dude.
Thank you very much.
And Mike's Twitter is down below, and I will update the description with his Instagram as well, so go and check that out, as that's probably his biggest showcase. So go and support that by all means. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy, stay safe, and we will see you next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. British Standard Time for the next episode of ZombSquad.